So, hey everybody, it's Phil with the Timber and Rose Realty Group, and today I'm with Chris Cochrane, who is a personal trainer at Eastside Athletic Club. And so I wanted to talk with him today about what we can do with our kids stuck at home. A lot of daycares and obviously all the schools have closed in the Portland area, and we want to talk about what we can do to make sure that the kids are staying active and staying fit, releasing enough energy. I know it's a complete change for a lot of us that have to work from home now while being childcare providers at the same time. And I just wanted to touch base with him and get his opinion on what we can be doing to make sure the kids are staying active. So, Chris, thanks so much for joining me today. I just wanted to jump right into it, if that's okay. How can parents keep their kids fit while stuck at home with the kids, right? How can we keep them active? So we're making sure that they're not getting too much screen time and bouncing off the walls when we're trying to get a little bit of work done in between the day.
Sure. Well, the thing that's worked so far for us, especially on days when it's not raining, which we've been lucky with lately, is taking them on scavenger hunts, going outside. It could be as simple as just tossing a ball back and forth out in your driveway or something. Just anything to get them outside, doing stuff, being active and burning off that energy.
Okay, cool. And so one of the big problems that my wife and I have is balance of trying to work in between phone calls and get that time outside. So is there like a minimum amount of time you recommend that kids do go for a walk or, throw the ball or something like that? Or is it just any bit helps?
Yeah, I think any bit helps. Obviously, everybody's kids, you're going to have to kind of gauge your energy levels. Some kids can relax a little more and sleep just fine at night, and other kids you gotta run them like a very active dog, right? Where they have to be hours and hours of activity, or they're not going to sleep.
Yeah,
they're not going to stay asleep or go to sleep well. So, but I think, just maybe an hour or two. Okay. I don't know that there's any specific guidelines. I think everybody has to kind of feel their kids out a little bit and, play it by ear with that.
If we only went out for like 5 or 10 minutes at a time, that would be okay. You think probably like over like an hour. So I'd have to go out, I don't know, 5, 6 times during the day, 10 times or 15 times a shot. If that's all I got, I shouldn't feel bad about that as a parent necessarily, just as long as I'm kind of getting about an hour of good activity in a day.
Yeah, I would say an hour or two probably is best. But, again, it's not just the physical activity. It's if you got to work, having something that they can do that's engaging for them and even just activating the brain and, getting the kids thinking about stuff and doing stuff and being engaged so they're not just bored couch potatoes laying on the, watching Netflix or whatever.
Yeah, that's a great point, actually. I think of activity like the kids are out on the recess, blacktop, they're sprinting around and using their muscles. But I guess what a lot of the kids are doing when they're out there is just using their minds, and going on scavenger hunts for different things and being active mentally. So that's a really great point, that as long as they're not just sitting on the couch, I could still technically count that as being active. So that's
a great point. Absolutely.
But I love what you said about scavenger hunts. One of the problems I have is that I don't have a lot of good creativity towards that kind of stuff. And so can you tell us a little bit about what that might look like, or if there's any resources that parents can use to find out fun activities like scavenger hunts?
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know about, online resources. I'm sure there's thousands. But what I did is I just kind of picked things off the top of my brain, and we went outside and had to find. It was things that I knew that we would probably run across in our walks, like a red car, a hummingbird feeder, cool. A coin on the ground, just things that you will probably run across anyway.
Yeah.
And I just had a list of like 10 or 12 things, and luckily we found, the first time we tried it, we found all 10 things on the list. Cool. So,
cool.
It's just, you just got to kind of think about what you might run across and always have them looking for things and keeping their eyes open and paying attention.
Yeah, I think that's great. It sounds really easy to just kind of come up with that quickly.
Yes.
And
very easy.
Like a fish. I know there's a lot of parents out there that are really great about, printing out like an official sheet or something like that. But I think, especially as dads, we're just kind of like, let's just, keep it simple, right? Keep a mental checklist.
Sure. Absolutely.
Maybe a pocket full of coins in case they can't find one or something like that. So,
and I actually wrote it out. I had a checklist.
You did do a checklist.
I just wrote it out on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool.
but there was no
There you go.
printouts, nothing
That's a good
official.
activity. So what about little kids? Because I know you've got little ones that are under 5, and so do I. And so, it's great if your kids can throw a ball or
Yeah.
go out and ride the bike on their own and things like that. But one of the things that, my wife and I are battling is that my daughter, who's 3, she can't ride her bike totally by herself yet. So she doesn't have a huge interest on that. We need to be out there with her monitoring it. Are there any little activities you've come across that are good for the kids to kind of do on their own? I don't know, like trampolines or jump roping or anything like that? Or
I mean, if you've got a trampoline, wow, yeah, that'd probably be amazing, especially the big ones where you can trap them into the,
right, yeah.
the walls or whatever it is around the trampoline. I guess that would be cool. Wow. Well, what I've done and what my kids have kind of picked up on is if we do any sort of exercising or yoga in the say the living room or whatever, they'll just jump in. They'll just try it, even if they can't do it. They can't do it, but they'll jump in and try it because they see mom and dad doing it. So it can be something like that, but it could be also incorporating some body weight workouts or exercises that you would do. And just trying to get them to do it and show them how to do it. And especially if you're being consistent and doing it every day, they're going to want to jump in with mom and dad and do it.
Yeah, I really like that idea. Our daughter likes doing like airplane. I don't know if you guys play airplane. It's like a lot of acrobatics, stuff like that. And even like that stuff for 5 minutes, I find is kind of, helped her get a little energy out and stuff like that. So I think that's a really good point you make. And also, do you recommend, I guess with your parents, like you said, you guys are doing a little bit of yoga and then having the kids join you. It's not just about the kids getting their energy spent, but the parents too, they need to release stress during this time. Do you have any exercises that you like to do with your kids and family that might be good for them?
Yeah, things like planks. You can do the front plank where you're on your forearms and toes, and good core exercises like that. Body squats, push-ups. Obviously, there's different variations and ways to modify it so a kid can do a push-up. My 4-year-old's not going to be on her hands and toes and doing perfect push-ups like a Marine. But there's always ways to modify stuff and make it easier for them until they build up some strength. Doing jumping jacks. Kids are always bouncing off the walls anyway, so you can do any sort of jumping jacks and high knee runs in place and things. Just that'll really burn some energy off.
And I found myself doing a lot of like body weight exercises, but with my daughter's body weight,
Yeah.
So throwing her up in the air, doing like after airplane, like kind of like do some presses and things like that. And she's a good 30 pounds. And, I won't tell how many I can actually do because it's embarrassing, but after like, 5 or 6, I get tired. So, so that's kind of cool. That's a good idea. So thank you for all the information. I think that's about it. So if anybody wants to get a hold of you to talk more about this subject or just get some good information from you about their own health and personal training, where can they reach out to you?
They can direct message me on Facebook. Or they can just shoot me an email. It's just CochraneChris@hotmail.com. Super easy.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for your time today. And hope everybody's gotten something valuable out of this. And if you need anything else or any information, please reach out to me. It's phil@timberandrose.com. And we will see you guys next time. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Phil.